waters from Sandy Hook, New Jersey to Fenwick Island, Delaware, until 4 p.m. At 3 p.m., strong thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near buoy 2FB to 8 nautical miles west of Delaware Bay, moving northeast at 30 knots. Hazard, wind gusts to 40 knots and small hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, small craft could be damaged and briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations impacted include Atlantic City, 5 fathoms buoy, buoy 2FB, Fenwick Island, buoy 4FB, Ship Bottom, buoy 3FB, Deepwater Reef, Garden State South Reef, Axel Carlson Reef, Silverton, Harvey Cedars, Great Egg Reef, Ocean City Reef, Indian River Inlet Bridge, La Valette, Overfalls Shoal, The Lump, Barnegat Light and North Beach Haven. Move to safe harbor until hazardous weather passes. Here is the forecast for the New York City metropolitan area. Flood watch in effect until 8 p.m. this evening. This afternoon, showers with a chance of thunderstorms. Areas north this evening. The National Weather Service in Mount Holly, New Jersey has issued a special marine warning for Delaware Bay until 4 p.m. At 3:08 p.m., strong thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 11 nautical miles north of Delaware Grace to 7 nautical miles northeast of Northeast River to 10 nautical miles west of Stony Point to 10 nautical miles west of Bowers Beach to 22 nautical miles southwest of Slaughter Beach, moving northeast at 75 knots. Hazard, wind gusts 34 knots or greater and small hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, small craft could be damaged and briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations impacted include Fortesque Beach, Sea Breeze, Deepatch Island, 14-foot Bank Light, Slaughter Beach, Woodland Beach, Stony Point, Miamall Light, Ship John Show Light, Cross Ledge Light, and Reedy Point. Move to safe harbor until hazardous weather passes. The coastal waters forecast from Sandy Hook. Jersey has issued a special marine warning for coastal and outer waters from Sandy Hook to Great Egg Inlet, New Jersey, until 5 p.m. At 3:59 p.m., strong thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 6 nautical miles north of Keensburg to near Ocean Gate to near Great Egg Reef, moving northeast at 60 knots. Hazard, wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source, radar indicated. Impact, small craft could be damaged and briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations impacted include Seagirt Reef, Atlantic City, Ship Bottom, Atlantic Highlands, Garden State South Reef, Axel Carlson Reef, Silverton, Harvey Cedars, La Valette, Barnegat Light, North Beach Haven, Point Pleasant Beach, Seaside Park, Brigantine, Ocean Gate, Little Egg Reef, Great Egg Inlet, Barnegat Light Reef, Monmouth Beach and Sea Bright. Move to safe harbor until hazardous weather passes. For the following areas in New Jersey, Hudson, Eastern Essex and Eastern Union, and in New York, Staten Island, coastal flood advisory remains in effect until 8 p.m. this evening. The National Weather Service in Sterling, Virginia has issued a special marine warning for Chesapeake Bay from North Beach to Drum Point, Maryland, Choptank River to Cambridge, Maryland, and the Little Choptank River, Patchington River to Boones Island, Maryland, Tangier Sound and the inland waters surrounding Bloodsworth Island until 5:15 p.m. At 4:20 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located near Boones Island, moving east at 35 knots. Hazard, wind gusts in excess of 50 knots and large hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, boaters could easily be thrown overboard by suddenly higher wind and waves capsizing their vessel. Boats could suffer significant damage in high winds and hail. Locations impacted include Cuckold Creek, Greenwell State Park, James Island, Brooms Island, Drum Point, and Taylor's Island. Here is the regional weather synopsis. The National Weather Service in Upton, New York has issued a special marine warning for Sandy Hook, New Jersey to Fire Island Inlet, New York out 20 nautical miles, New York Harbor, until 5:30 p.m. At 4:30 p.m., strong thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near entrance to New York Harbor to near Rockaway Inlet to Sandy Hook, moving north at 65 knots. Hazard, wind gusts up to 45 knots and small hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, small craft could be damaged and briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Strong thunderstorms will be near lower New York Harbor and Rockaway Inlet around 4:35 p.m. Jamaica Bay, Island Park, Barnum Island, the Verrazano Narrows Bridge and Middle Bay around 4:40 p.m. Upper New York Harbor around 4:45 p.m. Boaters should seek safe harbor immediately until these storms pass. Wind gusts up to 45 knots, small hail, frequent dangerous lightning, and heavy rain are possible with these storms. If caught on the open water, stay below deck if possible. Keep away from ungrounded metal objects. Flood watch remains in effect until 8 p.m. this evening. The flood watch. The National Weather Service in Upton, New York has issued a special marine warning for Long Island Sound west of New Haven, Connecticut, Port Jefferson, New York, until 6 p.m. At 4:59 p.m., strong thunderstorms were located along a line extending from Mamaroneck Harbor to near Captain Harbor to Oyster Bay to 6 nautical miles north of Fire Island Inlet, moving north at 70 knots. Hazard, wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source, radar indicated. Impact, small craft could be damaged and briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Strong thunderstorms will be near Long Neck Point and Norwalk Islands around 5:05 p.m. Petfield Reef around 5:15 p.m. Move to safe harbor immediately as gusty winds and high waves are expected. Here is a special weather statement for the following area in Connecticut. The National Weather Service in Upton, New York has issued a special marine warning for Sandy Hook, New Jersey to Fire Island Inlet, New York out 20 nautical miles, Fire Island Inlet to Morges Inlet, New York out 20 nautical miles, Long Island South Shore Bays, until 5:30 p.m. At 5:06 p.m., strong thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 7 nautical miles south of Jones Inlet to near Fire Island Inlet to 10 nautical miles south of Great South Bay, moving north at 75 knots. Hazard, wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source, radar indicated. Impact, small craft could be damaged and briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Strong thunderstorms will be near Fire Island Inlet around 5:10 p.m. East Bay, Great South Bay, Middle Bay, Barnum Island and South Oyster Bay around 5:15 p.m. Move to safe harbor immediately as gusty winds are expected. For the following counties in New Jersey: Hunterdon, Sussex, and Warren. The National Weather Service in Upton, New York has issued a special marine warning for Central Long Island Sound until 5:45 p.m. At 5:12 p.m., strong thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Smithtown Bay to near Harrod Point to near Morges Bay, moving north at 70 knots. Hazard, wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source, radar indicated. Impact, small craft could be damaged and briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Strong thunderstorms will be near Stratford Shoal around 5:15 p.m. Bridgeport, Petfield Reef and mouth of the Housatonic River around 5:20 p.m. Central Long Island Sound around 5:25 p.m. Faulkner Island, the Thimbles, Madison Reef, and New Haven Harbor around 5:30 p.m. Move to safe harbor immediately as gusty winds and high waves are expected. A special marine warning remains in effect until 5:30 p.m. For the following. The National Weather Service in Upton, New York has issued a special marine warning for Fire Island Inlet to Montauk Point, New York, out 40 nautical miles, central and eastern Long Island Sound, Peconic and Gardiner's Bays, Long Island South Shore Bays, until 7 p.m. At 5:32 p.m., numerous strong thunderstorms were located over the coastal waters, moving north at 70 knots. Hazard, wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source, surface observations and radar. Impact, small craft could be damaged and briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Move to safe harbor until hazardous weather passes. The coastal waters forecast from Sandy Hook, New Jersey to Fire Island Inlet, New York, out 20 nautical miles. Gale warning in effect until 6 p.m. this evening. For this afternoon, the National Weather Service in Upton, New York has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for western Suffolk County and southeastern New York until 6:15 p.m. At 5:44 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located near Patchogue, moving north at 80 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expects damage to roofs, siding, and trees. This severe thunderstorm will be near Little Island and Coram around 5:50 p.m. Port Jefferson and Wading River around 5:55 p.m. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. For the following counties in New Jersey. The National Weather Service in Upton, New York has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for western Suffolk County and southeastern New York until 6:15 p.m. At 5:44 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located near Patchogue, moving north at 80 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expects damage to roofs, siding, and trees. This severe thunderstorm will be near Little Island and Coram around 5:50 p.m. Port Jefferson and Wading River around 5:55 p.m. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. The National Weather Service in Upton, New York has issued a special marine warning.